done it again. Still.
Very important to have that turned around so you
Yeah,
see
so
what
we
you look like.
can,
Don't
well, so we can see what the rest of the world is seeing. And all right, that should be okay. Hi guys.
So I'm wearing my Father's Day shirt.
It was Father's Day in Australia on Sunday, and we just want to send thanks to Sandra, Budgie, Jay and Crystal, who sent us a surprise package with Yar's Happy Father's Day shirt from Lowe's in it, and one for me as well.
You look lovely.
Thank you, Jan. You look lovely in yours as well. You look gorgeous. Now, we want to talk about Yar's reading of his creation and what is September the 9th all about. We've titled it, Jesus is Back this September the 9th. However, you're already here, so what does it all mean as far as what you've been reading?
Basically, what the world perceives and views by horoscopes or astrology or anything that the scientists or amateurs will come up with is bullshit. It's got nothing to do with it. It's all to do with Jupiter, 88,888 miles across. Naturally, they're ignoring it. And it goes through a 293-day gestation, if you like. It actually goes through the womb of Virgo and then goes back and forth like that and out. Okay, so you can say the baby's moving inside the womb, if you like. But the reality is it comes out on the 9th of September. Now the 9th of September, so far as our endeavours was concerned, spontaneously we found out that the popes hadn't consecrated Russia in the Third Vatican letter that was supposed to be released from Sister Lucia and the Visions of Mary back in 1917. And reading those are all inaccurate anyhow, because you don't know what you're getting over. But what we do know is that they were supposed to consecrate Russia, and they refused to do so. So as soon as I found out, I said, well, that's what Mother wants, I'll do it. So I did that on the 9th of September, 2 years ago.
2015.
So that's how it works. I don't work on popular opinion or what people think I should do or shouldn't do. I just tell you what it is. I'm reading the script. And the obvious is that Jupiter at 88,888 miles wide is 14 days prior to the 23rd.
Which is what the world is hyping about.
Which is what they're hyping about.
But remember that the world is hyping about, they are in total ignorance. They haven't acknowledged that Yah is here. So if you are hyping about all of these predictions, etc., and what it means in your world that does not include the knowledge that the Christ is here, then you're off your tree. You don't know anything.
But the whole thrust of the Jews is to eliminate God altogether and to bring in communism. And then,
which is Judaism.
Which is Judaism. It's all invented by the Jews. We see the track record of the Jews, which goes back hundreds of years to thousands of years, and all the evil they do. That's what they do best. They never do anything good. They always do evil. So, I was just looking at this Facebook, what a load of crap that is. It was set up, of course, by a Jew who then screwed his mates over, who was
Zuckerberg,
Zuckerberg.
Tremendous
But he's controlled by Israel, right? So whatever he gets and how he goes and to be these brilliant moves is not coming from his own mind, it's coming from the Israelis that say this is how we want it so we can control the end of the population at the end time.
And of course Google and the artificial intelligence what they're trying to create is that Google is God.
Yeah, that's another way of looking at it.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. And it's artificial intelligence.
It's in your mind all the time, and naturally there's nothing else to think about.
Yeah, so now...
but that doesn't change the facts. And the facts are when Jesus was born, when he was conceived, when I was born and conceived, how it all fits together in a beautiful symphony of orchestrated coincidence, if you like. Starting with 9/11, then you got Mary. She was born on 9/11, conceived on 9/11 when she's 14 years old. Jesus, 17th of June 2 BC, and on it goes. So you must come up to 9/11, and that is why they brought down the Twin Towers in 9/11. and that's why you get the emergency number for assistance. You dial 911, and if that goes back to 1963 or something like that, when it was on the cover of
1967, April the
well, it was
6th.
Rockefeller, and then the Twin Towers and all that kind of stuff. So it's been a very long, drawn-out plan. Now the idea is if you keep the public unaware of what you're doing, but you've got to also have a program where you are doing things following a set course, that when you look back on it you say, aha, now I get it. Well, the reality is you get that Jupiter is the king planet. It is once in a 7,000 year cycle, if you like. What they're saying is it hasn't happened before, so how can it be 7,000 years? And it ain't going to happen again, so you can't predict it in the future that it is going to happen again, which is true. It's a one-off situation, but it's not the 23rd. That's the important part. The important part is the 9th, when Jupiter comes out and is born out of the womb of Virgo, which is Mary. It's all to do with Mary and Jesus. So we've got the 888 coming out of the Virgo, which is Mary, and the 9/11 is 2 days away. So you could say that it's not a bad fit when it comes to putting all the numbers together, and therefore what has got to do with the 23rd? None whatsoever. But what they're trying to do is bring it closer to the end of the 5777 Hebrew calendar. Now, a lot of people think it's Jewish. Not. That's Hebrew. The Jews didn't exist. The Jews are a Johnny-come-lately, so to speak, and they simply, like all Jews do, they take over and subvert and redirect, and this is what they're genetically programmed to do because of inbreeding. They can't help it, really, in that sense. But I know a lot of Jews, and I can say one thing about Jews, never trust them. No. Totally have to be cut out from dealing with white people and black people and golden people, or whatever colour you want to be. But you can't be a Jew involved with those people.
Now, what does it mean for events taking place on the Earth?
Look at all they're doing. I mean, you take go back to California, and now the floods, and that goes back to a long plan of buying out the rights to the dams themselves
they've also had the plan to rebuild these cities. It's all part of Agenda 21, where they would reclaim the land and rebuild cities. Now, it's happening. I'm going to read an email.
Who comes up with all this stuff? It ain't you and I.
Yeah.
Right? It's the Jews.
And, Hurricane Harvey was man-made. It was not God's judgment or anything like this bullshit that they crap on about. Let me tell you, we were in Papua New Guinea, 2008, on our first trip there. And we had begun to heal the people as they came to us, but we stopped asking what was wrong with them. We just the protocols, and they regained their life. Now, on a Sunday afternoon, we're disturbed by a megaphone and the young voice of, turned out to be the daughter of a preacher man, and she's preaching the judgment of God. That's why so many people in Papua New Guinea have AIDS and all this kind of... And the people are sitting on the ground hearing this bullshit spewing from the daughter of the devil, spewing this at them, and they're already of no consequence in their society. So this work is just making them feel smaller and smaller and smaller, and they have no resources, there's no employment, they live daily, hourly, to get food within the cities, etc. And so here's this 16-year-old, spewing about God's judgment upon the people. Hello, we went up to her, and after she finished her fire and brimstone preaching, and we said, you're wrong. It's not God that has brought this judgment of sickness upon the people, it's the devil. And the Jews are the devil. All of these things have been created by the Jews to depopulate the planet, because in their insanity, they, as the Chosenites, will rule the world, and everybody who is remaining after they depopulate, beginning with the dark-skinned peoples, like those of Papua New Guinea or Africa, then they will be the masters over what will be one race, because by the time they're through with their Muslim
Ridiculous.
invasion,
Absolutely.
etc., then there won't be any white race left. Everybody will look exactly the same skin colour, a bit like a latte colour, if you like, with the cross between
Latte?
Asian, Mongoloid, European, African mix.
It can't happen. It's ridiculous.
Anyway.
But remember, I'm here, I'm going to stop it all.
Yeah, and now Nibiru is all about Yah being on the earth. Those who have nothing, it's only the evil ones who fear Nibiru. And we've been asked to do stock up on food and things like that. Just get on with your lives. You're still fighting battles in your private lives. Continue to fight until there is no more battle to fight. You don't stop, contemplate your navel. You get on with your lives as if there is a future and there is a good one. So if it means, learning or going to whatever you have to do to build a future for your life, just know that it's a future where
Just
Yah
tell
will
others
take
what's
over.
going on. They
Yes.
then pick it up.
Yeah. And yes, the weather wars in the USA, none of it is the judgment of God upon the people of the USA. People of the USA, like the Jewish people themselves, the small people, are victims of their leaders, the rabbis. The rabid dogs are the rabbis. The world has become a victim of the rabid dogs. And that includes the ones who think that they are Jewish people, when in fact they aren't anyway. So you would expect the Christ to be able to sort through all of the bullshit and say, well, we'll keep this and that. That's what it's all about. Yah takes over.
See, the Jews consider themselves to be of the tribe of Judah, which is nonsense.
Mm.
Tribe of Judah goes through Ireland, Scotland and England and parts thereof. But they're all the white races, and the white races said their job was to develop the world and then assist the other areas of the world which are undeveloped to develop and to bring them the word of God. So that's what the white race is all about. That's why the white race has done all these marvellous things. And even just recently, after the overthrow of the Egyptian antiquities, DNA was sent to Europe of the pharaohs and so forth, and found out they were Europeans. So it was the Europeans who went down into Egypt, not the other way around. Which is fits Seth. Right? It's all along the lineage of Seth and so forth.
Right, well, we've heard from the 3 boys in Texas, been very concerned the last few days because there has been no word. However, there's an update from all of them, as it turns out, and we'll be Skyping with the 2 brothers who are now together this afternoon. But this is from one who follows us in Texas, and he is a paramedic and a firefighter. So his concern last week, he was thanking us because the water did not come in to their house. That was almost a week ago. So 6 days later, as an update, he says, Yah and Ash, here is a quick update. The water has receded south of Houston, and the people are trying to put their lives back together. There is a ton of cleanup to do. The rivers are still out of their banks and the bayous are going down. The west side of Houston is still being flooded by 2 huge reservoirs. The city is now cutting power to those flooded areas to force people out that stayed. The looters are out, but are being dealt with quietly. Texans love their guns. The
That's a
rest
good point.
of the coastal areas east of Houston are still flooded, and some towns don't have any drinkable water. My family is doing fine. We have power, a dry house, and plenty of food and water. Thanks for checking in. And he just said as a side note, by the way, I told my wife, I thought about praying, but then thought, why? I can just email Yahweh now. And he says, if ever I get the money, I would love to visit you guys someday. So that's an update with our family firefighter paramedic, who last week was saying that he is dreading the weeks ahead in the cleanup because, yes, the bodies that they will find, the carnage and the wreckage,
A lot of them were
ruin
children
people's
too.
lives. Now, of course, Irma is being ramped up and hyped about another, assistance here with another hurricane, and they're talking about it hitting Miami. And of course, we have people in Florida. So send messages as you can, just let us know exactly what is going on. But this Hurricane Irma that they're talking about, it goes up to a Category 5, but it's saying it could reach a Category 7. So they're really trying very hard to destroy the American people and destroy the presidency of President Trump.
Can you imagine the ability to manipulate weather now? You could take a country like Australia and turn it into a garden for all
Yes.
the food supplies of the entire earth.
All of these technologies that are in the hands of evil, you can imagine how quickly the world could become paradise when these technologies are in the hands of...
Now, is it going to happen from on the 9th of September? No, of course not. It is a slow ticking time bomb, if you like, of awareness that people will suddenly feel, they don't know why, but come the 9th, something has happened,
Yes.
right? And I don't know why, don't know what, but that's how it works. And eventually it'll get into the
Yes.
minds of the masses,
It's
and then someone will come up with a bright idea having watched one of their videos and tell others, maybe with Facebook.
The point is that then everybody knows exactly where we are and who we are, and that it's the prevention. Yes, so it's an overturning. It's not an instantaneous flash, as you've been led to believe, like some kind of fantasy fairy tale. It's an overturning from these moments in time as Yah has read the script from the heavenly realm. He's the one that is reading the book of the earth and his creation to us. And as we press forward in time, going forward, knowing that there's going to be a good future for those who remain in paradise on the earth, then that's where your thoughts are at. We are getting through the struggles, and it is the birth pangs. You have nothing to fear from Nibiru. As a matter of fact, it was
That's your salvation.
coincidentally not, after we did our last uptime and called it Heaven Coming to the Earth with Nibiru, etc. And then Laurie sent the gospel singing, spontaneous gospel singing that broke out in a shelter.
Yeah.
That was because this fabulous
Jewish
voice.
black woman,
Yeah, she
beautiful voice.
a fabulous voice, and spontaneously they broke out. But they were singing about heaven coming down, which was exactly our previous upload the day before. And I believe Pierre from Amsterdam, Pierre, I saw your beautiful blue skies and puffy natural clouds for the first time in a very long time. You're already beginning to feel a difference in the atmosphere, so you will feel it more and more. So don't be led off into this instantaneous. No, it is, we've reached a period of time where the pouring out of the Spirit, if you like, because Yah is here, and eventually man will wake up, because the tabernacle of God is with men. That's what the holy city is all about, and that's the 777, the last one. So with that, we'll say
Zig heil.
no.
Hasta la vista.
Later, Gators.